Just like the title of the video, today we're talking about small business, big profit. That is, you have a small business, but it doesn't stop you from making big profit. I mean, it's not stopping you from getting the money. I mean, your numbers are popping. So how can your small business bring in big profits? Let's talk more about that, guys. I'm just gonna be laying down 5 top tips that I have learned from my own business and other amazing businesses that I have come to study and observe and come in contact with. These are tips that will help you take your business from what it is to help you pop, guys, to help you pop. What's the first thing you need to do to become a small business with big profits? The first thing is to mind how you see yourself. Really didn't mind the label small business until I saw how much such a label could impact your business. So yes, you might be a small business, but you don't have to call yourself a small business. You're only a business starting from a small scale. So whatever you do, don't introduce yourself as a small business to anyone, because what that does is that it immediately diminishes the value of your business in front of the person. The person saw it here. If the person saw it at this level, you have brought it down here, because like, oh, I run a small business where it's just a small business. Stop using the adjective small. What if you use something else? Oh, I'm in the luxury business. Oh, I'm in the food business. Oh, I'm in the skincare business. Like, why do you feel the need to use the label small? You know, I know you think, oh, you're just talking about where it is right now. You don't need to put in that label. Both in your mind and in real life, you're just a business started at a small scale. Even if you decide that you only want to do it small scale for the rest of your life, that's between you and your books. Do you get? Like, don't put the label small with your business. You are a business. You don't need to be small. I mean, don't be small in your own eyes, because when you're small in your eyes, you also project that onto other people and they will not take you serious. So don't use the adjective small when describing your business. You think this is just a minute tip, but it makes all the difference. You are not a small business. You're just a business that's at a small scale at the moment. You are not a small business. Got that? Thank you. Next, to become a small business with big profits, you have to be mindful of your branding. When people tell you packaging sells, guys, it is actually a thing. It is a big deal. As a small business, you know, we've already agreed now that small is just what we're using to describe this video. You don't call yourself a small business. So as a business, your packaging is key. Packaging basically is what people see and is what people are going to judge your business by. So what does your packaging look like at the moment? And one major misconception I tend to see a lot, when people hear packaging, they think it has to be expensive. No, it doesn't have to be expensive. What can you do today to increase the perceived value of your business? What's that one thing you can do? You know, for example, rather than take your pictures just anywhere, can you find a clean environment to take your pictures, even if you have to pay a small fee? Can you get a more crisp camera? Can you find, better ways to illustrate things? What do you need to do to increase that perceived value? Because guys, I'll tell you the truth, value is not what it is. Value is how people perceive it. So how can you increase it? Do you understand? Even if you're not earning $1 million, how can you look like, you earn $1 million? How can you create that, create what you want to see? Even if you're small, you still need to create that value. So start thinking of, things you need to do. And one of the best ways to do this is to look at the competitors that you see as bigger. What are they doing? How can you replicate this in a more inexpensive way? If it's the design, can you design on Canva and only pay someone to print? Can you, DIY some things to make it work? What do you need to do differently? You need to start thinking. And sometimes it's not in the big things, it's in the small things. It's in the details. So what can you do to increase the perceived value? That's the second point. Now, the third thing you need to do is invest in your marketing. Guys, even if you're a small business, it is not an excuse to not pay attention to your marketing, because you are trying to go somewhere, and to get there you can't keep doing things the same way you've been doing them. If you keep doing it the same way, it's going to give you the same result. So how can you invest better in your marketing? What do you need to do more? Like, do you need to start running ads? Do you need to pay a specialist? Do you need to whatever you need to do, you need to start thinking about it, especially if your goal is to grow. You need to do something different. Marketing is, being able to put your products, your services in the faces of other people. So what are you doing to do that consistently? And guys, I know we all like the organic strategies. By organic, I mean those ones that don't cost money. We like it because it doesn't cost money. But how closer to your results is organic strategies going to get you? To the best of my knowledge and from my years of experience in marketing, it usually takes a mix of both the paid and the free, to get you what you want. So what are you doing on the paid side of things to increase it? And sometimes it's not just running ads, it's also investing in your knowledge. Ads without a strategy is not gonna work, right? It's not just boosting a post. Ad has its place, but what are the other things you need to have in place? What are the other things you need to do? That is a very, very important point to consider, because if you have the best of products and people are not seeing it, like, what's the use, really? So number 4, customer service needs to be great. Now, one of the best forms of marketing is word of mouth. The best set of people to market your products are the people who have already used your products. So my question to you is this: how is your customer service? How is the service before the sale? How is the service during the sale? How is the service after the sale? Do you keep in touch with your customers? Are you getting feedback after the sale? Before the sale, when they come to meet you for inquiry, how are they being treated? How are you answering their inquiries? How fast are you responding? All of this are very, very important. What are your policies? You letting the customers understand the policy before they make the purchase, not after. Are your policies great for the customers, or are they only good for your business? You need to consider your customers when you're setting up these policies. What is your customer care really like? It is something that is super important. You can't take away good customer service from big profits, right? It's even down to like the speed of your response. It's very important that you're responding to customers speedily, because here's the truth: at the same time they're chatting with you, they're chatting with someone else. So what's your strategy to stay on top? You need to really, really think about that. You can't take away making big profits from good customer service. People can refer you to a lot of people simply because your customer service was great. So what's your plan for your customer service? The next, our 5th tip is this: you are not too small to have structure. I remember when I was battling with some things in my own business, and someone recommended the book E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber. And that book changed my life and perspective. Like, it just helped me understand that some of the problems I was having in my business wasn't a me problem, it was a structure problem. And there were so many sides of my business that I wasn't meeting, and I needed to be able to meet those sides to be able to do well in my business. After reading that book, my entire perspective changed. I would say my business improved. And to be honest with you, I think I said this in a previous video, but I'm just going to say it again. Sometimes a problem with your business isn't necessarily a physical thing, it's a knowledge problem. There's something you don't know, and that thing is hindering you more. So when it comes to business, it's super important that you are paying attention to the knowledge, like you are consistently improving your knowledge, you're consistently knowing more things, you're watching videos like this, you're learning, because the tiniest things, the seemingly tiny piece of information could make all the difference. So I'm basically, for this one, I'm going to recommend that you read E-Myth. But in a nutshell, have structure in your business. There should be a way that you do things. There should be a way that you respond to customers. There should be a way that you pack your orders. There should be a way that you do things. So you're able to consistently give good service. So even if you improve your customer service, if you don't have the right structure in place, there's going to be a problem. I'm not going to flog these guys, but basically, you're not too small to have structure. It'll make all the difference, and it will show in your profit. Now, the 6th and final tip is this. It's one of the most important important things to your business. In retrospect, I feel like I should have made this number too, but here's the tip: know your numbers. A lot of small businesses don't really keep their books because they're like, my business is small. I mean, I only pay for a few things. But knowing your numbers can make all the difference, guys. Not only that, keeping your books actually allows you have access to lots of grants and loans and stuff, because when you do need to take these things, companies will ask you what your numbers are, what your projections are, and by not knowing these things, it might be in the way of being able to scale and improve your business. Know your numbers, keep your books. You understand what is your profit and loss statement, what are your projections, what are I don't know all of them. I don't know all of them. And if there's one thing I wish I did differently in my business from the start and could change, it was this. I kind of knew my numbers, but it was a very manual thing, and after a while I know I switched to an accounting system that helped me with more of that. But from the scratch, I would say one of the biggest steps to go from small business to big profits is to know your numbers. It is key. Know what's coming in, know what's going out, know your expenditure, know your profit, know your loss, know everything. Know your numbers like you know the name of your business, basically. Know your numbers. If you can implement all of these tips I just give you, I promise you, you are on the road to move from small business to big profit. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions or anything you want me to clarify more on, please leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to check the description. It has all of the juice, and if you need more business tips, click here to get more tips, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching today.